You're doing well, and thank you to all who is tuning in right now. We're just waiting a little bit longer before the second match gets into way. But now it looks to be live, so let's have a little chat about what's been going on in the very beginning. What I think happened was that NPR just focused a little bit too much on this Charlie objective at the very beginning. So many of their resources were standing on this high hill, and I believe it just cost them a lot of issues, a lot of trouble for them to try and, you know, spread out again. They were kind of pinned down. Dirty was able to sneak past and take that Delta objective, and of course the Russian team does have a slight advantage of this map, as I said earlier, because they do not have that massive wall to try and get through, and only one flag on the other side of it. But they're off here with the start, and let's see who will be going where in this opening section. Of course, we will probably have a start here. I believe the jets are banned here on Caspian border. No jets, no jet drops onto Charlie objective. The helicopters are up. Unfortunately, Blackhawk already getting a hit there with Foxy Veric, and straight away Losko and that tow missile going down, and there he is, his body ragdolling into the section. But look how fast NaFu were able to rush onto this Charlie objective. Fisky's the only one who's going to try and get onto Bravo before Jug manages to get onto Bravo objective as well. But a couple of spawns coming in, he's going to continue rolling on his merry way onto Delta objective, but he's going to try and get rid of this pesky helicopter, which is Pro Losko in there right now, getting a kill assist there, and the infantry battle is coming in onto Bravo objective instead of Charlie right now in this second round. But Tovi getting that kill onto Bedak with the Groza 1, and a weapon we tend to see happening, we tend to see a lot more often now since the previous patch, and Groza 1 and Groza 4 are tending to be very popular weapons to be used by these guys in these games. But with Alpha still being wide open, the tank not even managing to get up here. A little bit of a slow start, I guess, for NPR. Some miscommunication perhaps, but a 4v2 situation with a tank coming in. Potato Tomato coming in. Jug is as well live, but he's gonna try and pick off this one kill and gets the kill onto Kumu before he does say goodnight and starts to push up the daisies there. But Potato Tomato gonna rack up the kills. They're getting the headshot onto Bedak, and I believe that Bravo will fall firmly into the hands of NaFu. But Kumu trying to get up and get the kill there. Gets a doozy through that mist there, and unfortunately misses Potato Tomato and gets flanked from behind by Dirty, coming in to save the day. But look at these guys doing a super, I don't know, Splinter Cell kind of entrance here onto the flag, breaking the mesh, being sneaky. Definitely a one of the sneakiest pushes I've ever seen happening here on Caspian border. 3 bodies, they're on the flag, they're contesting it, it's falling to their favor. I don't think Potato Tomato is going to have the chance to make it over to this flag. That threat has been eliminated. Jug is going to be on the burn just now, a little bit too late, but that flag is going to be capped. Oh, it just gets stopped at the very last second there. Not enough time for them to react here, as Dirty's going to try and peek and risk it, get the information out to his teammates, but the failed grenade there, not going to be making any connection with anybody's body there. And Dirty will be, you know, peeking and keeping this, but there's a 4-player presence here from NPR. Dirty does get taken out. We do have Bedak doing a dolphin dive onto this roof, managing to climb all the way up to that tower, and Potato Tomato is going to be held back here as the sneaky push up onto Delta objective right now, as Kumu trying to do some work here, but it's a 1v1 situation. The Straw just coming in, but not getting to him, just clipping that building there. I believe that is going to be Dirty, trying to keep things tidy and clean. I know it is a doozy spawning in on this objective to stop it from being capped towards NPR. But here is the lineup for the two teams here as we wait for Doozy to heal up and get back into the game. Unfortunately, he gets taken out there. A double. No, that's just 1 kill. Money Cube getting 1 kill. And a Doozy falling down as well as Charlie is being still. But that tank shot almost getting up there to the helicopter. The Viper a little bit more agile, a little bit more easier to control than the Havoc. And we do have Gojmi not in the tank right now on Alpha objective. But with that body a bit too much presence here, we do have some respawns coming in from NaFu. That 1 kill going on Gojmi gets taken out by Belinich. Is it anyone else for him to contest against here? There seems to be clear. Everyone cleared on Alpha objective. It will fall over to the Russians towards NaFu. Potato Tomato is the only one alive here, getting some damage there from a tow missile, I believe. But Karapi is on Delta, and is there anything else they can do? There's a Jeep going to be coming on, but the slams on this road. Is Beta going to drive straight over them? No. On 1 health, I believe. He just took so much damage there, and that fatal mistake just cost him that opportunity to push onto this flag with a little bit more support. And Fisky just failing that grenade as well, not really going the distance he wanted to, but Gojmi is in the tank, gonna try and clear up the infantry here, but those well-placed slams running with that HMG right now, and infrared loadout trying to pick out those white outlines through the building, and that's that vehicle assets name here. Bidig trying to get the flank, but a doozy just flicking around and killing him straight away, not giving him a single chance to land some shots onto him, but Gojmi just trying to delete all of this cover, which NaFu are using here on Alpha Objective. And unfortunately, he does get taken out there with a small to the back. Got a couple more players here. Kuma getting the kill onto Dirty there. But is it going to be enough for him to stay alive and clear this objective? But unfortunately not. As Belinch does take him out there. Money Cube trying to stay alive here on Delta Objective. But this all cap is going to be very, very difficult for the US team to get back into the game here. Only 1-2 players here on Delta Objective. Trying to do some work here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And of course, the tank on the map doing a little bit of a dance, as you expect to see, but Dirty does get taken out. The flag still belonging to NaFu. That glorious red color for the Russians, but the US team trying to get some momentum here. Kumu very exposed here, right in the open. Not a very good position for him to be so wide open, very risky. And taking his time to spot out the enemies here, and does get taken out eventually by Pro Losco. Money Cube is on Alpha Objective, trying to cap it, and it is going to fall. Varix could potentially do a drop from his gunner and get the spawns in onto Bravo Objective. It seems to be fairly open. What Belinich is going to keep him at bay with that Igla and stop any sort of push happening here, but he is not being very useful here at this distance. It's very difficult for them to do something, especially at this level. Quite low, as Gojmi is going to try and push up onto Bravo Objective. A very, very late decision, as NPR just simply are overwhelmed here, trying to go for this Charlie Objective, believing it is going to be their saving grace, but I just can't see it working for them right now with so many infantry remaining on this point, and we do have a doozy. Oh, might be able to get this toe shot in, but he dies just before it manages to connect with that helicopter. I think that would have been a guaranteed Cornetto kill in my book. But it looks like NPR are in a very bad position here right now. A couple of lingering infantry on the Bravo Objective. 3 versus 2, but they're not even on the burn, so they're not doing anything particularly good to help out their team here. Beta going in on the burn right there. Only one person trying to get a little bit of information, but it's just going to take so long for them to turn this flag around and get that bleed stop and get it in their favor. But Jug is taken out. Karabi is alive here looking at the rocks, and you know, he does have a flank coming in from behind his Tofi. He does hear the spawns happening right before him, and he's going to sneak up and get the spray and spray. But it is a team kill coming in from Komu, and Belinch and Tofi are just gonna run up here. But Vidic trying to do some work here. Does have one spawn who could come in. All he needs to do is stay alive. The flag does get capped to his head, but Alpha flag getting rotated on straight away by a doozy. I keep wanting to think it's Dirty doing the legwork here, running and pushing the gimme flags, but it is a doozy going instead, while Potato Tomato does the hard work in the tank. We do have a 2 flag hold right now, potentially a 3 flag. They could try and hold this off, but unfortunately they have lost this round with tickets. It is no chance for them to win this round, so that is a win for NaFu at this time. So 1-0 so far, but remember, ladies and gentlemen, you can win by overall tickets at the end, so it is worth for NPR to keep fighting and fighting hard to try and make things a little bit easier on a map which is more familiar territory for both teams, and that is, of course, the Lankang Dam, because the Summer Cup does include these DLC maps. I believe it is Caspian Border, Firestorm, Wavebreaker, and I cannot remember the last final map, which is included in the map pool for the Summer Cup, but Bravo is being contested. All is kind of being taken back here as Potato Tomato on very low health, getting lit up by the helicopter and Varix, making things easier for the 2 infantry here, and it is 2 sleepers. Money Cube, former ACX player, going to be pushing up onto Delta. But with 2 of them on the burn, it's not falling to anyone's favor. 4 infantry here from NaFu, trying to get a couple of shots in on him, but Tofi using that Groza 1, very powerful weapon as it seems, to clean things up there in the gas station. We do have a 2 flag hold now, and what NPR can do, if they can carefully work on this Delta objective. They have 3 bodies coming in right now, but there is the tank support as Prolosco and his mates are trying to straw that helicopter, but it's proving to be a little bit futile as Bellish gets taken out as well by Blackhawk from a TV missile. So it's a 3v1 situation. All of them appear to be engineers. Potato Tomato picking up 1 kill there as Fisky is going to try and be a little bit aggressive. Going to go for the repair tool kill. I suggest against doing such thing. But you know what? That will fall over. We do have Charlie being taken back by NaFu. What Corrupt be using this A91 and that PKS site, which that's something new. Interesting. But Corrupt B is going to be pushing up onto Tofi, but Tofi surviving there just with probably 5% at least. Charlie is pushing. Look at that, 31 tickets. NPR holding on. 192 tickets is a big deficit. They're not a particularly friendly situation for them to relax in, but there, Money Cube getting that kill onto Tofi and making things a little bit easier on Charlie objective as Money Cube will try and see if there's anyone else. He did see Corrupt fall. He's going to push up to Bellish, get the kill there. The grenade coming right behind him and a revive as well. Very good play there from Money Cube, keeping his squad mate alive, keeping the pressure alive and strong on Charlie objective as they try to keep things in their favor here with the 3 flags in gray. Bravo might fall towards NPR, but Money Cube is going to be getting a little visitor here right on the right side, but Tofi using that Groza 1, very good close range weapon. Corrupt B as well here with the Groza 1. Potato Tomato going 13-2. Blackhawk 13-3. That TV missile coming in straight away. Seat switch to get that fire extinguisher to do a little bit more work, but Blackhawk going in for the TV missile. He's going to land it just out of range there, unfortunately. And now that little battle will continue in there for air superiority, but Potato Tomato rolling up in his big tank onto Charlie objective. Spotting Gojmi. Gonna try and land a couple more damaging shots onto him, but there's 4 infantry here from NaFu to support Happiness Alive. I really do love his name. That's such a fantastic. It just rolls right off the tongue. Potato Tomato Toe. It's beautiful. Let's see here. They are going to capture this flag easily. Money Cube and 2 others from NPR are staying alive. Let's watch out, but that field of view though. Potato Tomato trying almost risking and losing the Russian tank there. As Money Cube staying alive, switching towards the Groza as well. But that tank is down and out for the count right now, as we do have 2 remaining infantry here. We have 1 pushing up, that is Kumu coming in, trying to do a little bit of information. You might be able to get the jump on them as Potato Tomato here is watching this, getting a couple shots from behind, and he does get taken out there. Kumu doing it, but there's 1 more infantry for him to contest against on this flag, and is pushing up right up in his face, and Jug does take him out, and Bidek almost getting road killed there, trying to give some assistance, but Prolosco and Neofita bringing down the rain, making that repair situation impossible for the both of them. The tow missile and TV will definitely take out that tank if it is already damaged. Instant explosion from the 2, but there we go. Money Cube trying to keep his basement. This is his man cave. He doesn't want anyone else in here. Getting that second kill there onto a doozy, peeking that corner, but he is going to get swarmed very soon. A couple of NPR NaFu guys pushing down. Is he going to stay alive? Is it worth for him to peek through the smoke, manages to see one of those Doritos through that thick smoke, and the second one managing to read the game a little bit, but Tofi just having a little better aim and catching Wk.2 slightly off guard there. It was doomed to start with, but 15 tickets, I have to say NPR are holding on with a big squad bomb coming into play right now here on Charlie objective, and Fisky getting that kill onto Jug. The Boom Babies all split up playing in different teams. If you can find them, then you can hire the Boom Babies. Let's see here, Boom Baby Fisky getting 1 kill there, 11 health. He's going to get flanked from behind, and that's Dirty getting the refrag straight away for his team as a doozy spawns, and Beatic is the only one remaining here on the point. And with 10 tickets remaining, NPR have only managed to shave off a good 20 tickets or so, but it's not enough for them to have a good start for the next round and have a chance to win by overall tickets. It looks like it could be NaFu's game right now. Well, let's see how NPR will handle the standard vanilla BCL map pool, which will be Langkang Dam. We've seen Langkang Dam played on several finals using the pick ban systems, and of course this Swiss system, which we're using right now for the Summer Cup, does have this pick ban. First, you go through the vanilla maps, the standard map pool, and after that, you need to pick a DLC map, so the teams are forced to play a DLC map. But I'm really looking forward. Hopefully someone at one point in this season will have Wavebreaker in as one of their favorites. Let's go. Getting that kill there with Money Cube. And a second one as well, Black Hog making that a double. And moving on his sweet merry way. As Alpha Flag will fall over. And NPR do not have much breathing space in terms of respawns, as only 3 players are remaining here. One Corrupt B on Delta, trying to do a little bit of last effort here on the objective. Does have Smokey's closing off these containers to make sure it's nice and snug. But I don't think it's enough. 1 ticket remains, and that ticket bleed will finish off NPR's game. It seems to be a little aggressive push here from Verx, doing some seat switching, but several Iglas being launched his way and forcing him to pop that ECM, and probably he'll take cover just behind this hill. But Prolosco trying to shoot him out, even with that 1 ticket just being held on. Bravo being contested as well, with Jug on the points. And that is the end of map 1, with NaFu taking a 240 ticket victory by getting this round with 130-0. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a quick break, and